Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. Happy New Year and happy 2026. This is actually the first video that I am putting on my channel, first time-lapse video that I am putting on my channel of the year. It's going out mid to late January, so I'm cutting it close, but I did manage to get a video out. The most recent video I put out was the 2025 year review. If you want to check that out, go ahead. This video actually features time lapses of two different paintings. I actually have these two in the background of my 2025 video as well, my 2025 art and review video as well, just as a little backdrop as I was explaining some of my favorite pieces of the year. And I will probably do that a little bit differently next year, or I guess this year, for this year, but probably posted next year if I keep it the same format. Mostly because I feel like there are a couple things that I probably could have split up a little bit better into different videos instead of doing one long, nearly hour-long video. But if you prefer the longer content, let me know. I feel like the attention spans of people these days is just not good, which is why TikTok is blowing up and why YouTube Shorts are so popular. And I considered the other day, do I want to make a YouTube short? And I considered it, and I just cut one of the videos, one of my snippets of the 2025 year review video, and I just snipped it and was going to upload it to YouTube Shorts. And when I did it, it went straight to the YouTube videos area and not the YouTube Shorts. So I was like, okay, so what am I doing wrong? And then I learned that it has to be a vertical video. I was like, okay, so I'm never doing this. One, because I have to completely edit it to look completely different because I do not record vertical videos. So I have to re-edit it to snip it the way I want. And they do so well because people do not have the attention span. And YouTube will just recommend a random video to you in YouTube Shorts, and then you just keep scrolling through it. It's just like TikTok. And maybe one day I'll do it. I just was not in the mood to do that once I saw that that was it. So maybe eventually I'll do it. I don't know. I'm not that dedicated just yet. I'm really still just uploading for fun. So we'll see. But I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, I have to actually do work for this. I can't just have YouTube do it for me. Unless there is a way for YouTube to do it for me. Let me know if there is. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't know that there is one. As I was saying, there are two time lapses. This one is the moon goddess and bunny, and the other one is just a cloud goddess, I think. I don't actually remember the official titles of these paintings. I'm really bad at titling my paintings, but they fit the same vibes. They use the same color palette. They're both pastel, they're both sky themed, and I figured they would go well in one video. The other reason I'm putting them together in one video is because I am trying to get through uploading all the rest of the paintings in my sketchbook that I have been done with for over a month at this point. And I said previously, I think in both my 2025 in review video and also my last time lapse of 2025 that was uploaded, that I was not going to do a sketchbook tour until I finish uploading the videos that I wanted to upload. That includes two of these. And then that includes these two. I don't know why I switched those words. That includes these two. And then that also includes a couple of other paintings that I'm really proud of that I want to upload. So I would like to get that sketchbook tour out in February. That would be really nice. So that means I have to get through uploading these. So if there are a couple that are uploaded in one video, that may be the reason why, if they match the same aesthetic. This honestly just felt like they went really well together, and there really felt like no point for me to upload two separate ones. So I just said, why not just do a little combined video? Because honestly, I went through these two so quickly. I was in a painting spree at the end of the year, December. I was just painting so much that I just finished that sketchbook so quickly that I was like, okay, it's time to just figure out the best way to upload these. And honestly, I'm not even gonna upload all of the ones that I recorded because I recorded a lot of the final paintings that I did in this sketchbook, but I'm not gonna upload all of them. I think there may be 2 to 3 more, if I'm remembering correctly, that I really want to upload. One of them is a Hades fan art. The other one is a it's kind of a abstract angel kind of piece. And I think there is one more that I really like that I want to upload, but I don't remember what it is at the current moment. So we'll see if I remember it enough to edit it and upload it. Those may just be silent videos. Well, not silent. They'll have music, but they won't have me talking, so they'll probably go up a little bit faster. Because editing those is a lot faster without having me do a voiceover, because as I've mentioned before, I'm not very good at doing voiceovers. I'm not very good at figuring out what to talk about. So we'll see if those two manage to go up before the end of January. If not, they'll go up in early February, and that hopefully means I'll be able to do that sketchbook tour before March hits. I actually finished 2 sketchbooks. I finished that one in December. I finished another small rectangular sketchbook as well. Rectangular, they're both rectangular. Landscape sketchbook as well in December. And then just a few days ago, as of me recording this voiceover, I actually finished another sketchbook. So I have been doing a lot of work recently. I've been doing a lot of painting. I've been in a very creative mood, which is great and all, but I also have a lot of digital art that I need to do, that I need to get back to. So I really need to start trying to find a balance, because I either get into these sprints of doing a bunch of traditional art with my sketchbooks, my paintings, or I get into this groove of doing a bunch of digital art and I just fall off doing the other. Like, I never have both going at the same time. It's one or the other. I think a lot of it has to do with time constraints. What I usually have done in the past, which has worked for me, is I will do my digital art during the week after work, because I don't always feel like setting up my paints all the time, getting all that set up after work, because I'm just tired. It's a lot of setup. I eat dinner like shortly after I'm done with work, and then it starts getting late. I usually have a bunch of different things I'm doing at night, whether it's hanging out with friends or other stuff that I want to take care of. So setting up the paints is just not really worth it. So I usually end up doing my digital art during the week after work. And then on the weekends is when I spend time doing my actual paintings in my sketchbooks or on, I don't know, a watercolor pad. So that's kind of the balance I usually have. I just have not been in my regular routine since the new year started. After 2026 hit, I ended up hanging out with a friend for a week. And because that was like so quickly after 2026 started, I never really got into a routine. So now that things are kind of starting to cycle back, I've not been back to work, but I'll be back to work soon as of recording this. So that will probably get me back into the routine of things, and I'll probably end up getting back into the creative groove that I'm usually in. Because I also do a lot of D&D, I'm also doing a lot of planning. And one of the groups I'm in is starting to resume D&D soon, the end of January, and I have to do some planning for that one, and I have not done that yet. And I know me, I am a heavy improviser. I tend to plan things and then do nothing that I planned, which is a bane and a boon because I wasted time planning. But I don't end up doing it, and some of my best stuff comes from improvising, but then also that means that I have to deal with the ramifications of my actions because I did not plan. So it's a double-edged sword. So there is that, and I've been debating for a couple of things whether or not I want to actually plan it as much as I usually do, or if I'm just going to try to wing it. I may end up winging it. We will find out. One of the campaigns I'm in that I am the DM of. That one I DM. This other one I'm about to talk about, I DM as well, and it's just me and one other person. I have a tendency to plan for that one quite frequently, and then I do nothing that I have written down. That one really bites me in the butt, because certain things happen and certain characters do things, and I'm like, oh, well, that one I have to figure out what happens because of that. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I'll be back into a routine soon so that I can get back into the groove of things, because I really want to make sure that I'm doing at least one piece of art every month, which is one of my art goals. It has been one of my art goals for a long time now, and I've been pretty consistent with that. D&D has kept me locked into that goal. But before that, I normally was pretty good at doing at least once a month. That was my goal, just draw at least once a month digitally. Traditionally, that is now a new goal of mine, but I'm not particularly concerned about that given the rate that I have been working recently in my sketchbooks and stuff. Really enjoy filling out sketchbooks, so I should be fine. So yeah, that is something that I've had to deal with is getting back into the routine, finding a new routine, and making sure that I am in line with some of my art goals that I have for 2026. Another art goal, besides just the bare minimum, drawing at least once a month, another art goal that I have is still D&D related, and the reason why I bring up that I need to get back into doing my digital art is because I want to, for the campaign that I primarily do a lot of art for, called Shattered Memories, Damned by Strawberry Witch, I am the one that decided back in 2023 when the campaign first started that I was going to draw every single semi-important NPC that shows up in the campaign, and I have a very specific kind of portrait style that I do for them. They are in a frame because it's called Shattered Memories. I do a lot of mirror-esque imagery for that, and every single one of them is in some sort of frame. Now the frames have really changed in format since I did my first set of portraits, like the player portraits versus the NPC portraits, and even the NPC portraits have changed quite interestingly when I look back on it. But I wanted to try to get at least halfway done with the remaining list of NPCs that I have, and that includes any new NPCs that come up. I want to still be at least in halfway through the list of the total NPCs that need to be done. The stretch goal is I would like to be done with every single one of them so that I'm no longer playing catch up. And that's why I said I need to get on it if I want that to be the case. And usually I get into these sprints where I'm really like nailing down these portraits and I just get through them so fast, but I have to get into the groove, and I have not found that yet. So I really need to find that so I can get to work and start doing that again. The other thing that kind of slows that down is that I also have to make art for my own characters that may show up since I am a DM, and a lot of characters end up coming up for there that I like to give my players visuals for them, and sometimes I don't. And that ends up adding to the backlog of character art that I need to make, and they do not get as fancy looking art. Sometimes they're just colored in sketches, to be honest with you, because I care a little bit less about the quality of that art than I do the ones that are for like the other campaign that I'm not the DM for. So that is another goal. I'm really hoping I'll be able to accomplish that one this year. Another goal that I have for 2026, art related still, we're just going to talk about art goals for this year, is I would like to finish for that campaign once again, Shattered Memories. The DM and I are working on a tarot deck, which is very cool, very fun. They are an expert, I say, of tarot, and I am just the artist. So we're trying to make a tarot deck of the campaign. And this year, I would like to be at least done with the major arcana, because I feel like those will be the easiest. The minor arcana are a whole different ballgame. But I'm hoping to be at least done with the major arcana by the end of this year. So that is another Art 2026 goal. And we're almost halfway done with the current characters that we have nailed down. The card that they are assigned to, so we're almost halfway done. There are a couple characters that have assignments and I just have not done them yet, but we're getting there. The other art goal that I have is I would like to do I think I mentioned this in my 2025 year review video, I would like to do a kind of fashion lookbook of some of my D&D characters, and that's where caring about how I draw them will really matter. So I want to do that. That'll be a fun little side project. I've mentioned that a couple times. I haven't gotten around to it because I've been focused on getting the character portrait art done. So maybe that will end up being a next year kind of goal when I'm not playing catch up so much. And another art goal, which these are kind of in the same vein, they're more learning focused. I would like to do monthly studies when I finally get back in the groove of it. I've honestly been doing semi-studies where I've been doing a lot of sketching from different figures that I've seen on the internet, just looking at pictures and sketching them. So been doing a lot of that in my sketchbook, which has been filling out one of them quite a bit, which is unfortunate because it's the wrong sketchbook. I wasn't supposed to be doing them in that sketchbook, but I love a Strathmore, and that Strathmore sketchbook has been deteriorating. It has literally been sticking to my desk and leaving marks all over my desk. I've had that sketchbook for 8 years. It's probably been a little bit longer before I actually started using it, but I've had it for a long time. The other one I want to do is some value studies. I used to do them all the time. I had a lot of fun with them back when I used Paint Tool Sci, and looking back at them makes me miss Paint Tool Sci a little bit, so I may go back to using that. And another one is just some figure/anatomy studies that I want to do, because my anatomy is hit or miss. I either nail it or I don't, and that will make or break whether or not I end up finishing a piece. I can do portraits just fine. It's when we get to the lower half of the body that I end up struggling, and I end up spending way too much time trying to figure out how to do it. So I want to work on my anatomy, and I also want to do that so I can work on some more dynamic poses. I feel like my poses are all the same. I was literally talking to the DM of Shattered Memories the other day, and I was talking about how I drew two of my characters in the same exact pose. The same exact pose. Like, at least it wasn't same face syndrome. I at least don't think I suffer from that too much. But it was the same exact pose. I suffer from same pose syndrome. And I was so upset. I was so upset that I did that. So I want to get better at drawing different poses. That'd be really nice. So they're less static, more dynamic. And that will also allow me to execute some of my other ideas. This will not be a goal this year. It will be a goal for next year. But I really need to 1 year sit down and truly focus on working on my background illustrations. That is not a goal for this year. I almost added it to this year's list of goals, but I just could not with all my other art goals. I was like, let me just focus on the characters first. Let me figure out the backgrounds later. I have had figuring out how to do backgrounds and make them look better and not shortcut them in a way that they look cheap for years. Especially when I was working on a visual novel project for a group that this project fell through. Like every other game project that I've worked on, it fell through. I'm just the artist. And we won't get into that. But I had done all the backgrounds for them. It's like some of them look really good, some of them do not. I remember trying to work on this store background for the longest time, and I just was like, I don't enjoy drawing backgrounds. Like, they are not fun to me. And I wish I was a person that enjoyed drawing backgrounds. I like nature backgrounds. Those are easier for me, mostly because they're organic. They're not so structured as buildings and architecture and like interior furniture and stuff like that. Like, that's fine. I can do those. They're not great, but I can do them. I have more fun with them. I like drawing grass. I like painting grass. I like painting clouds. Clouds is one of my favorite. Case in point, these two paintings that I'm doing, but I love painting clouds. Skies are some of my favorite things. I did a whole cloud series for a long time. I had a character that was just like head in the clouds and their hair was just clouds. Like, I love clouds. I love nature paintings and stuff like that. Buildings, architecture, Interiors, not my specialty. So one of these years, maybe next year, I will challenge myself to just focus on backgrounds and just sit down and force myself to gain that level of patience. Like, I need to gain that skill set to accomplish certain things that I want to accomplish in life. So those are all the goals for 2026. Backgrounds will be a 2027 goal. If I manage to get to backgrounds in 2026, I have accomplished a lot this year, or I just gave up on one of my other goals. But yeah, that's my goals for 2026. I decided I wanted to talk about them a little bit more in this video, because I kind of glaze over them in the year in review video, so I decided to talk about them a little bit more here. But if you're interested in seeing that journey, subscribe to this channel, because I'll probably be showing off some of that work here, whether it's digitally or traditionally. I will probably upload more digital art this year if I remember to press record and clip Studio Paint. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in to my first video of 2026, and I hope you look forward to what the rest of the year will bring. Take care. Bye bye.